Welcome to the AI Queens podcast, the show where women entrepreneurs learn to ditch the overwhelm, embrace AI, and build businesses fit for royalty. I'm Erika Stanley, your host and tech expert, here to deliver tools, tips, and actionable strategies to help you scale smarter. Let's get to it. Hey there, Queens. Welcome back to the AI Queens podcast. I'm Erika Stanley, and I'm coming to you fresh off an incredible week in Brooklyn at the No BS Agency Mastery Retreat. And in this episode, I want to share some of the eye-opening AI conversations that I had with other creative agency owners while I was there. But first, I have to celebrate something amazing with you all. I officially launched this podcast 90 days ago last week, and we've already surpassed 1,000 listens, which is a silly milestone. It feels silly, but also really exciting, because what that means is that these AI lessons are helping so many people. And I'm really excited and honored that you all care and trust me to bring you the information that's making a real difference in your business. So here's the thing. When you're known as the AI person at a retreat full of smart, successful, creative business owners, everyone wants to tell you how they're using AI. And what I discovered was really cool. There are these little AI hacks and techniques that seem so obvious to me and people who are using AI regularly because we're using them every day. But when I share them with people, it completely blows their minds and can transform how they approach these tools. So, today, I want to share 5 major insights from these conversations that I think are going to change how you think about AI and maybe how you even think about the future of marketing. So, here we go. Insight number 1, the power of making AI ask you questions. So the first breakthrough came from a colleague who told me about showing his brother a simple technique where you ask AI to ask you questions until it understands your request well enough to give you exactly what you need. Now, this actually ties directly into my CROWN method for prompting, specifically the N, which stands for now ask me or next questions. This has been a huge shift for me personally, and I can't believe that more people aren't using this approach. Instead of struggling to write the perfect prompt up front, we're putting the chat back in ChatGPT. So what you're going to do, you have a conversation with it, and the AI gets smarter about your specific needs, and you get better results without having to be a master prompt engineer. You literally tell ChatGPT or Claude or Google Gemini, whatever you're using, ask me clarifying questions until you have enough information and context to confidently create a response for me. Then it's going to give you a response and you engage in dialogue back and forth. My colleague's brother had been totally frustrated with generic, unhelpful responses from AI, but this one technique completely blew his mind and unlocked everything for him. Sometimes it's these simple shifts that can create the most profound changes in how we work with these tools. If you're not using this approach yet, this alone can transform your entire AI experience. Insight number 2, using AI as your personal breakthrough coach. Now, here's something that totally blew my mind during the retreat. On the main day, we were working in groups to identify limiting beliefs, either personal or professional, that might be holding us back in our businesses. But here's the twist. We used a custom GPT to help us work through this process. So the head of No BS Agency Mastery, Pia Silva, had sent out this specialized GPT to all of the coaches, which then we shared with all of our groups. The tables that we were sitting at, we all put our limiting beliefs into this custom GPT and asked it to reframe those into positives. Now, this was designed to help us shift our thinking and move past those mental blocks that are keeping us stuck. What was incredible was listening to all the people around me using this custom GPT. Some were taking pictures of the scattered notes on their pages that they had written in their notebooks. That's the way I did it. This essentially therapy GPT helped us all uncover these hidden insights and gave people real clarity about their own thoughts. It identified patterns in their limiting beliefs and then showed us all how to shift those into empowering perspectives. Now, I'm sitting in a room full of creatives, right? Some who are using AI regularly, others who don't touch it at all. And it was so cool. I watched light bulb after light bulb go off. People were genuinely amazed at how accurate and insightful this GPT was at helping them unlock something inside themselves that they had not seen and they had been struggling with. One person, for example, had been stuck on, oh, I'm not qualified enough to charge premium prices. And the GPT helps them reframe that as my unique experience and perspective creates value that my clients are willing to invest in, right? You see how that shifts and reframes that to a different, more empowering point of view. Another was, I don't have time to create content, which became, I can create systems that can make content creation efficient and sustainable. It was so cool. Like, this is not a parlor trick. People were having real breakthroughs. And it showed me something super powerful, that AI doesn't just have to be for business tasks. We all know this. And it's so much more powerful than just content creation. It can also be a tool for personal development, for getting unstuck, and for helping us see our own blind spots in ways that we might not be able to do on our own. If you've never thought about using AI for personal development or working through mental blocks, this might be the most transformative application you haven't tried yet. I will share the link to this custom GPT in the show notes in case you want to try it out. Okay, so insight number three, using other people's content as your template. Now, don't come after me here. We're not copying, just roll with me for a second. So, this is all about using AI in unexpected ways. And this is another powerful strategy that I heard about from a colleague who has been collecting these LinkedIn posts that she loves, right? So, posts with great hooks, engaging formats, strong engagement. And a lot of them are from a completely different industry or niche from hers. And she's got all of them saved as screenshots and she uploads them into ChatGPT as examples. Then she feeds it her own stories and asks AI to reformat that using these proven structures, right? So she's not looking at her competitors at all. She's studying successful formats from entirely different spaces and applying those layouts and frameworks to her own authentic stories. It's like having a library of proven structures that you can adapt to your unique experiences and expertise. And this is such a smart approach because you're learning from what works while keeping your content authentically yours. And it got me thinking about all of the assets that we have sitting on our hard drives, collecting digital dust, swipe files, saved posts, screenshots. Oh my gosh, my phone is full of screenshots of great content. And all of this we can be leveraging with AI and our brand strategies. Actually, this conversation has inspired me so much that I'm planning an entire episode about how to utilize these unused assets that you already have and turn them into powerful tools that you can use for your brand. So stay tuned for that coming soon. Insight number four, the death of traditional SEO and what's coming next. Now, this next insight is a big one, and it's something that kept coming up in conversations all week. We talked a lot about using AI for content creation, right? Blog posts, SEO. But here's something that a few of us are already seeing: traditional SEO is dying. Now, it's not going to happen this year, maybe not even next year, but soon. And here's why: those of us using AI regularly aren't Googling things anymore. Being the number one spot in Google isn't what it used to be. We're going straight to Perplexity, ChatGPT, or Claude directly for answers, and we're skipping the search results entirely. Right now, I'm mostly seeing this with power users, but this trend is only going to accelerate, which means we need to start thinking about, instead of SEO, GEO, or generative engine optimization. The question becomes, how do you get your brand, your business, and your expertise positioned so that AI tools are pulling from your content when they answer people's questions, right? How do you become the source that AI references? So this shift, it's already happening. There's actually a fascinating article from Seer Interactive about what they're calling answer optimization versus traditional SEO. I will link to that in the show notes as well. They're arguing that we as content creators should focus on being where people get answers regardless of the platform, whether that's Google, ChatGPT, or whatever comes next. The companies that understand this shift and position themselves accordingly are going to have a massive advantage. This is a fundamental change that most businesses aren't thinking about yet, but the smart ones are already positioning themselves for this AI first future. And finally, insight number 5, AI is still hallucinating and it's getting better at convincing us. Now, here is a reality check that I want you guys to remember. AI is still making shit up and it's getting really, really like dangerously good at being convincing about it. Now, some friends and I were talking about a recent case that made headlines. A journalist in Chicago used AI to compile a summer reading list for the Chicago Sun-Times. That list included 15 books. Only 5 of them were real. The other 10 were completely fabricated by AI, complete with fake titles, fake plot descriptions, and fake author attributions. Now, the authors were real, but the books were not. For example, the AI claimed that Andy Weir, the guy that wrote The Martian and Project Hail Mary, which I absolutely love, had a new book coming out this summer. And I'm a huge Andy Weir fan. I was stoked to hear about this new release, except that he's not releasing anything new. It was completely made up. The AI created a convincing description for a book that doesn't exist. Same thing happened with Percival Everett, whose novel James is hugely critically acclaimed. Obviously, it just won the Pulitzer Prize earlier this year. And the AI invented an entirely fictional book by him with a detailed plot summary that sounded totally plausible. Now, my own husband experienced this recently and got super frustrated about it when he asked what he calls the robot about the New York Rangers' chances of making the Stanley Cup finals. ChatGPT gave him this super detailed, optimistic analysis about their playoff position and their path to the championship. But the problem is that the Rangers weren't even in playoff contention at the time. It was statistically impossible for them to make it to the Stanley Cup finals. But the AI presented it with complete confidence. So here's what's particularly dangerous because AI can now search the internet and it can cite sources. We think it's more reliable. And it is a bit more reliable now than it was just a year ago or 2 years, especially 2 years ago. It looks more authoritative. The responses come with citations and references that make everything seem legitimate. But those sources might be totally irrelevant, misinterpreted, or the AI might be drawing completely wrong conclusions from accurate data. The lesson here, always verify important information, especially if you're going to publish it or make business decisions based on it. AI is an incredible tool, but it's not infallible, and it's getting sneaky and better at hiding its mistakes behind convincing presentations. So, here's what this all means for you. These insights from Brooklyn reminded me that, gosh, we are still totally in the early days of this AI revolution. The tools are powerful. There's no way around that. But we need to use them strategically and thoughtfully, and we need to check our work. The entrepreneurs who are going to thrive are the ones who understand both the capabilities and the limitations of all of these tools. We're the ones who are thinking ahead to trends like GEO instead of SEO, who are using AI to amplify their authentic voice, and who are building systems that will work in the AI first future that we're all headed towards. So, here are your next steps. Speaking of building systems, I am so excited to announce my very first workshop for the AI Queens Society, and it's about creating your first custom AI assistant. In this workshop, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to build your own custom GPT or a Claude project, one that understands your business, your voice, and your specific needs. This is taking it a step beyond generic AI usage. It's about creating an AI assistant that works specifically for you and your business. This workshop is coming up later this month in June. And if you want to join us, you can become a member of the AI Queen Society on Substack. I've kept it incredibly affordable. It's just $70 for the entire year. And you get access to all of our workshops, not just this one, but all the ones coming up, resources, and the growing library of content that I'm building for ambitious women entrepreneurs who want to rule their business with AI. Now, if you're listening to this and thinking, I'm not sure my brand is clear enough to build an effective custom GPT, well, then you might be a perfect fit for my brand to bot blueprint. This is a one-on-one deep dive where I learn everything about you, your business, your goals, your audience. Then we use all of that to create a custom brand bot for you. Plus, you get a complete brand roadmap that shows you exactly what steps you need to take to reach your goals. The brand to bot blueprint, I have locked in pricing for the first half of the year, and it's going to go up in Q3. So if it sounds like something that you need, don't wait. Wrapping everything up today, the AI landscape is evolving super fast. And the conversations I had in Brooklyn this past week reminded me how important it is to stay curious, stay informed, and keep experimenting. The entrepreneurs and creatives who I talk to who are embracing these tools thoughtfully and strategically, they're the ones who are going to thrive in the years ahead. Thank you so much for helping me get past this 90-day milestone and past the 100 listens milestone. It means the world to me that this content is making a difference in your business. So, with that in mind, here is my ask. If this podcast has helped you in any way, or if you've enjoyed it, or if you find yourself sharing the things that you've learned on this podcast with your friends and colleagues, please just take 2 minutes and leave a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It really does make a difference, and it helps others to find these lessons too. Thanks for listening, and I will catch you next week with more AI insights and strategies to help you rule your business with confidence. Until next time, stay bold, stay curious, and keep reigning with AI. Thanks for listening to the AI Queens podcast. If you loved today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a fellow queen who needs to hear this. Want more tips and tools? Join the AI Queens Society at aiqueenssociety.com and start ruling your business with confidence today. Until next time, stay bold, stay curious, and keep reigning with AI.